So I might be a little late to the party, but I did promise you guys that I was going to make this video. And the video I'm talking about is the Destiny versus Kiwifarms part, what, 4? I've lost count of how many times Destiny has gone at the farms or whatever. And I'm going to cover this not as somebody that's like a stan of either or. Like, obviously, I'm not a stan of Destiny. Obviously, I greatly dislike him because, again, I was one of the few people that was calling him out before it was cool. Before all these other people like, Moby Nick, Nicholas Diorio, the whale of commentary, right? The glorious, glorious whale that will save you like Noah's Ark. Like he was like now all of a sudden he's like attacking Destiny because it's safe for his career. No. I was going at Destiny and pointing out all the obvious from the get go. And so we got this little thing where Destiny came back. And around the time that he came back, he made a reference to apparently going after Kiwifarms again. Which is, again, it seems like nothing new because apparently he's done this before, which I don't put it past him. All right. And I'm not like a fan. I mean, am I a fan? I'm really not much of a fan of anything nowadays, but I'm not a stan, rather, of Kiwifarms. I appreciate when they do good work, and that means when they get factually accurate shit, all right, or when they get good fucking clips and videos and stuff that, sometimes your typical person that's too busy, I don't know, fucking their wife or like, I don't know, like going out and like having fun experiences doesn't have the time to do, right? So I really appreciate that they do that, and I will always give them credit for it, unlike Turkey Tom, who just steals their document, whatever they have there, documents, talking points, receipts, and sometimes even just straight up rips off their fucking posts for his own script, right? So I'm never going to do anything like that, right? I'm always going to, even when I stream, when I come back to streaming, whenever that might be, or whenever I want to make a video, I'm always going to do it on their page so that we can see what they have to say. Because regardless of what you think of the website or whatever, and there are some shitters in there as there are in any other place, you got to at least give them credit. You do. You have to absolutely give them credit, okay? So I believe in that. So that being the case, though, I'm not making this from a perspective of a stan of Kiwifarms. If they happen to disappear one day, that's very unfortunate, but I wouldn't cry about it, and I would not feel the slightest bit of anything about it realistically. Again, like, I'm not Tom, so I wouldn't lose my content. I wouldn't lose my ability to do content. It's just going to be more annoying to be able to get these archives. Anyway, now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, I want to go into the clip that actually made it in. So we got a couple here, and I want to see some of the people on X, which, by the way, you should follow me at SenKekExe, okay? You should go ahead and follow me there. That's the new Twitter handle, and yeah, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. So anyway, we got this person saying, it's actually insane that the omniliberal, that's Destiny, that's Tiny, wants people to go after Kiwifarms when he backed them during the Keffals arc. Revenge Prawn is nothing new on the site. Destiny only cares about it because his Revenge Prawn is being shown. He had no issue supporting them before. And this is the typical thing you'll see with every E-celeb here. You'll see it from literally anybody, right? Anybody will go ahead, and it happens so many times with Kiwifarms that it's become kind of a meme from what I see. Kiwifarm is good until Kiwifarm is bad. It's kind of the same thing, and I kind of adapted that into myself, right? That Sen is good until Sen is bad. Essentially, I can do nefarious things to people when when one party likes it, and it'll be all good. And then when I try to hold that same energy for other people that, it's very much a popularity contest. And all of a sudden, all the nefarious things I do or say are evil and stuff. And it's very much a circle of life kind of thing. So to see somebody like Destiny do this is nothing really new. In fact, he's done it before multiple times. You would think that after multiple times of him doing this, people would catch on and just drop the whole, oh my god, what a shocking thing, or oh my god, maybe this guy isn't as legitimate as you think. But anyway, regarding this, it is worth noting, though, that people do acknowledge that this is Revenge Prawn. Again, we're going to be looking at the official KiwiFarms.net account that's presumably run by Josh Moon, and their response to the situation as well. But first, let's hear what Des Tiny had to say about this entire thing, because I think it's worth playing this extravagant clip. And now, once again, this is when he made his semi-return, I believe. Again, I'm a little late to the party, unfortunately, because I've been busy. But let us see what Destiny had to say.
On August 27th, she claimed that I was considering bankrolling Kiwifarms and that I have been known to mock trans people who have attempted suicide and called for another mass reporting to get my Twitter account banned. We can use this moment to send a message about the consequence of financially supporting Joshua Moon in his efforts to keep Kiwifarms online. People should feel scared to stick their neck out for murderers like Joshua Moon. If this site stays online, another trans person will be murdered by Joshua Moon and the users of this forum. If we can get Destiny's account clapped, there will be a chilling effect on people who are willing to show public support for Josh and his legion of sociopaths. Earlier that day, I had cautiously expressed an interest in potentially donating to Kiwifarms. I think this is me talking about it a little quicker. The forum is down, Kiwifarms, because upstream ISPs have black hole routes to our network. When a computer tries to connect to our servers, the global network has no way to reach them. This is a deliberate action from our host. They're not answering my emails, and I do not know why this has been done. However, prior to going down, you're being targeted by a DDoS attack and other forms of attempted network intrusion. It is likely that these efforts disrupted the entire ISP and forced on the black hole network.
What's up, Destiny? You can watch the roast video tape posted today on Hassan KSI and Ethan on Rumble.
Maybe. In an ideal situation, they'll restore access eventually on their own. I'm working on securing the network from DDoS attacks in the meantime. Other service providers are working on a solution which may restore access in the next few days. Regardless of what happens, I will decentralize our setup across multiple data centers. In the near future, there will be no single point of failure. Since I acquired my own network, I've been stubborn and complacent in thinking that such a solution would be permanent. I've been aware of the single point of failure, but decided to ignore it, mostly because decentralization would be expensive.
I'm going to stop real quick, right? Because number one, I've let it play for a while. And if I let it play for more than like a minute, people are going to cry and be like, "You're ripping cunt," or whatever. There. Not that I particularly care about people crying. I just felt like letting you guys know, in case you weren't self-aware, that yes, people that get mad at this do cry. They are crying, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there. But also, I wanted to just quickly say, as a regular human being that doesn't have really daddy issues, right? Like Nicholas the Oreo doesn't rely on a grown man doesn't put a grown man on a pedestal, right? Oh, I already see the comments. This is coming from the Gem Walker. Oh boy, calm down. All right, relax. All right, relax. Okay. That was a good one though. That's a good comment. But like, you get what I'm trying to say. It's just kind of unbelievable, without any character attacks. Okay, I apologize for that. That was a little unfair with that. But realistically, you have this guy really like listening to himself talk at like 5 miles per hour, right? And he's just, what is he doing? He's just like, with the lowest energy, with the most nasally voice. It's like, is this really something that like the people like? I mean, it's kind of weird. I don't know if that's your thing, I guess, or whatever. It's pretty stupid. But also, I think that at the beginning of this, and he's just reading this whole, I don't know, man. I just don't know what to get out of this. I guess this is what happens when you watch a Destiny stream or whatever. I really don't understand why, like, when people like Nicholas the Oreo or Turkey Tom really were fascinated with this person, right? I don't exactly know what they were fascinated by. Like, what is it? What is the main takeaway from Destiny that required all this fascination and you needing to give him respect? He's not funny. He's like kind of like a fucking unappealing person to be around. Like, he's very uptight. It looks like he's very uptight. He seems very manipulative. He's like very like red flaggy, like a lot of red flags, and he talks about himself too big for really no reason. All right, like it's just there is no reason to ever worship this man. And Nicholas the Oreo and Turkey Tom were just pussy whipped. Whether it was to condemn Boblax for even making a joke implying anything about Destiny related to pedophilia, which again is kind of hilarious considering fucking Turkey Tom pedo jackets people all the time. He doesn't give a fuck. Nicholas the Oreo does it all the time. He doesn't care. Right? They're not even fucking consistent about who they pedo jack, Turkey Tom or Nick the Oreo, right? So I'm wondering if they got their consistency from somebody like Destiny, because again, Turkey Tom and the Oreo are two people that really have a lot of daddy issues in commentary. So while they latch on to every strong male figure they can find on the internet, whether it's Destiny, it's not necessarily a good thing. But that being the case, though, we got 1 more minute at this shithole. Hopefully we can get to the main fucking point and we can move on to fucking Josh Moon's response in this matter. Because all it is just Destiny talking like Ben Shapiro. And it's just very, very annoying and boring, to be honest. I just needed to flap my gums a little bit to fucking wake myself up.
Expensive. How much do you think the monthly cost for Kiwifarms are? I thought about actually doing I thought about donating. But there's like so much to consider for that. Obviously, I have a thread on Kiwifarms, and I've been the target of a lot of harassment from the site, which is annoying. But the idea that a site could exist that somebody doesn't like and they find a way to basically shut it down is really frightening to me. That's pretty.
Okay, so this is the part where like most e-celebs will do this. You'll see this be like a constant if you really pay attention. And this is all the optics play. It's like with Nicholas Diorio the other day. He's the best example, really. Not only because he's the biggest one, but I feel like I had to do my due diligence in pointing out like because everybody either wants to be on good terms with the whale of commentary with Moby Nick because it'll be financially and clout beneficial for them. Like we're talking about the Kristen Arks and Zylies and Larixas of the world, but also people that want to be up and coming in this stupid niche. Because again, however niche the commentary community is, Diorio still tries to weasel his way and make it into networks. All right, like who was that one guy? Mahler or something. Yeah, he's trying to weasel his way, but like, it's just financially beneficial to do this. But anyway, I feel like I need to do my due diligence in pointing out the obvious, because either nobody cares enough to do it, nobody is going to actually do it because they'd rather look out for their bank account, which again, I understand. Do I respect it? No. And do I care personally? No, I don't. All right. Because I'm not reliant on the pig. But that being the case, I'll say it now and I'll be able to make this example. It's pretty easy to make. Destiny right now, what he's doing is essentially what Diorio was doing on the last video I made when Destiny put Diorio on blast. What he's doing is he's appealing to the farmers by making sure he doesn't attack them. If he goes ahead and he says, well, they attacked me, but they should exist, all right? Then all of a sudden the perception is like, oh man, that guy is based. Okay, he can take a lashing from us, all right? But he's confident enough to keep us around. That means he's based or whatever. That's basically what it is. It's fucking stupid. It's so fucking like GHAEY. But ultimately, that's exactly what it is. And that's the play that he was going with over here during the Keffals arc, because he knew he would get more positive rapport out of it. And that's something that you look for most of the time as an e-celeb as well. You need to watch your image and make sure you keep as much positive rapport as possible, because that helps you. That can make the difference, essentially, between you winning a feud between someone or not. So that's exactly what he's doing in this instance. And again, it's just one of those things where it's kind of sad that anybody fell for it, if they did. Okay, and now that he's reviewing it, I understand like this is probably him reviewing this stuff, and I guess we're gonna see the 180 turn right here. So let's play it.
Be spooky. Probably 1 to 10k depending on how it's implemented. I feel like there's no way the server cost for this set are 10k a month. I feel like it's got to be in the mid 4-figure range. But obviously there's a lot of weird optics in terms of like, I don't think Cloudflare dropped Kiwifarms. No, it doesn't sound like. I don't think Cloudflare would drop Kiwifarms. Kiwifarms have some unhinged general stalkers involved in their community. The amount of information these guys got on individuals would be too much to argue for. Well, the thing is technically doxing isn't illegal. Now, immoral probably. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Keffals already tried to link you to helping Kiwifarms, that fell flat.
Now, apparently doxing can be illegal in certain places, but whatever. Again, this is the intellectual of the masses, or the YouTube general brain dead tips brains. So obviously he's going to be able to say that statement and not be questioned at all. But I do believe that doxing is illegal in some sense. I mean, Mr. Musk will tell you, our president Elon Musk will tell you, that it is, when he wants to get rid of people that hurt his feelings or affect his fucking people that work for him. But whenever he does it, it's fine. Essentially what it is, the doxing thing, right? It is the distribution of private information with malicious intent. But it's kind of difficult to provide. I mean, the thing is, it's not difficult to realize what malicious intent is. It's just about having to prove it, and people mask it, and it gets really annoying and really GHEY. Personally speaking, from what I've seen, yeah, like, let's be fucking keep it $1.50. Most of the time, doxes that go on Kiwifarms are absolutely for malicious intent. If you say otherwise, you're coping, you're lying, or you're trying to be a slimy, weaselly fuck. Because let's be honest here, okay? Like, I get it, all right? Some of you guys want to be, they just want to do that. You want to teach someone a lesson, blah, 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 it's whatever. But you got to admit it is malicious intent. And if you're not going to admit that, you're a fucking pussy. Because some of the things would be, the malicious intent would that be providing all the negative things or whatever, over-exaggerating it, right? Like, again, for example, if you dox somebody, you put all their information, and you say charge words like, this guy was watching a 13-year-old cartoon character, and this and that, right? That's when it starts, right? You start saying things like that or whatever. and it gives them the impression, oh my god, this guy must be a pedophile or some stupid shit like that or whatever. But absolutely, I would agree that doxing is illegal in some places, if I'm believe, and because it's the distribution with private information with malicious intent. Correct? Yeah, correct. So what I'm about to say, I assume Destiny's gonna change his mind on something or whatever. I don't know. I just don't understand why somebody like Destiny would ever hold this take. Really, not that I have an issue with like farmers doing this in the first place, because if they fuck with me, you already know what I'm gonna do to you. But I think you guys have agreed that that's fine, right? So we have like a mutual agreement. You guys try to be malicious to me, and that gives me free reign to be malicious to you, right? You can ask a lovely, lovely man named Sprite about that. So I'm gonna absolutely do that at every turn. But I'm glad that we've reached this agreement where we're fine with that. All right. I think that we are both fine with that and understanding that. All right. And unfortunately, though, I don't think everybody has that eye for an eye mentality. But yeah, that's just a separate topic for a separate day. I'm getting way too off topic. I apologize greatly for that. So let us finish up here.
Have you actually done to them? That's a different story. Sure, but like, what if somehow in the future we get wrapped up in something and then they come after like my site next, right? I imagine there's actually, I don't know who has more supporters, Kiwifarms or me. I don't know how big, I guess, in totality all the people.
This is like the full context of that. I'm not going to watch through every single thing, but like obviously you can see that like
are the idea of like, I don't like this website, so because I think
I wasn't just like, oh, I want to bankroll Kiwifarms because I hate trans people. Oh, this was her tweet about this, I think.
Okay, well, I don't know where like that. I don't know if this was this supposed to show anything? This didn't really show whatever this person was saying. I mean, I guess I'll take them. I mean, at face value, I wouldn't put it past Destiny to say this, but I guess that's what it is. Anyway, let's continue on here. So this person say it's rich that Destiny, a sex criminal, wants people to go after Kiwifarms instead of him. Of him as if we're not. Also, he tried to fund Kiwifarms, defended it, and directed his audience to use it for evil. So I get this does has receipts here, so they got this from these individuals over here. So this and that, and even a video. So I guess there is credence to this. Let's see. This was a former second in command of Destiny, who got off the sinking ship. All right. People also forgot that Destiny got a ton of his Keffals manifesto info from Kiwifarms and personally floated the idea of fundraising to spite her. He interviewed Null at that time, too. This was after Kiwifarms was already hosting his revenge run from the Blue Tea incident. So again, it's just one of those things where, like, to TLDR this at this point, Destiny rules for thee, not for me. Destiny wants to use this whenever he wants to get his enemies. However, when they want to be like, hey dude, we're going to go after you as well, he gets upset, and then all of a sudden his principles and values seem to change. Now, this isn't to defend Destiny, but this seems to be the case for a lot of people. J-Stock has done this before. Nicholas the Oreo has done this before, albeit with different situations, right? So this is, you can, if you want to get really GHEY and philosophical about it, this is like the curse of mankind, human nature, if you will. But also, if you just want to simplify it, most of these people are fucking fake as fuck, and they're just looking out for themselves and whatever they can fucking, fucking scavenge that's left in their little clout, or keep their little clout. Whether that's Nick the Oreo, whether that's J-Stock, whether that's Destiny, right? So anyway, continuing on, Destiny has a pattern whereby he brings on typically young girls who are small streamers on his platform, who he grooms for weeks and months on with the aid of the rage toxic community of incels. Now, the thing is, I can bet in 2021 this was completely dismissed. Now, if we move on to 2025, a bunch of people are going to go ahead and agree with this. So it's kind of funny that this aged properly, and I'm sure people were like downplaying it at the time, but whatever. Anyway, here you can see the exact moment Destiny was sharing the video. Why would Kiwifarms do this? Okay, so, we got this, another issue, I guess. This was, say Kiwifarms. This is Josh. I think this is Josh Moose's, exact. So let's read this here. Is this it? No, this is regarding Pixie. It's Nick Ricadum. Let's see. There's a lot coming here. Look at me being so unprofessional. Okay, fuck it. We're just going to go straight up here, guys. Okay, so Kiwifarms.net. Hi, the omniliberal. The law puts liability for non-con intimate images on the person who releases it. There are carve-outs for liability in matters of public interest, such as political figures, aka you. You're the only person who could be liable for what you did. So essentially, Josh is saying, like, this isn't on the randoms, anons, on Kiwifarms posting your prawn or whatever. It is on you for initially doing this first, okay? So that's what it... Now, overall, is it still weird and quote-unquote wrong for them to do this? Well, I don't know. Like, it's not my problem. And I know if I say, like, something like, I mean, yeah, sure, kind of, they're gonna be like, oh my god, you're moral effing. It's like, nah, bro. No, I'm just kind of saying that, like, realistically speaking, right? If you're gonna... Okay, if Pixie really has such an issue with her fucking nudes getting thrown out there into the public sphere or whatever, right? She should absolutely kind of be mad at the people like the Anons putting it on a fucking website for, like, probably other Anons, other former Anons to either goon to or to, like, whatever the fuck, right? No, yeah, but if you guys want to do that, you guys want to be weird like that and be like whatever, go for it. Like, I'm not your dad. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to reprimand you or anything. I'm just, again, I'm being the realest guy in the room. And when I say that it's kind of fucked, I guess, if, you know, like, maybe a little bit, probably, I guess, you know, but my entire, like, my response to this is very uncaring because, again, ultimately, these people have nothing to do with me. If I even try to be like, oh, I mean, yeah, it's a little further, be like, you're moral effing, hey, no moral effing here. You can do whatever weird fucking shit you want. Like, if you guys want to post the revenge prawn that fucking Des Tiny got and put it on that website, sure, go for it. Fucking, what am I gonna do about it? What do I want to do about it? Absolutely nothing. But I can point out the fact that it's kind of weird that Pixie won't get mad at that, right? But well, I guess I don't know. It's just a little weird. I mean, ultimately, yes. The blame completely falls first and foremost on Destiny, and he's clearly trying to deflect this onto Kiwifarms, right? But it's also like, yes, Diorio is pretty much pussy whipped and scared into actually saying anything negative about Kiwifarms, and he probably also knows that it's optically better and just overall good to get rapport with those people, because again, as niche as they are as well, Kiwifarms has a lot of people in there, and if they promote your video in that website alone, I've seen a lot of people that are relevant post their videos or get their videos posted on that website, and then they go from like a few hundred views to thousands of views like overnight. So again, don't underestimate, you know, even if it's a niche out in the outside world, on the internet space, it very much does hold a lot of traffic and weight. So never disregard the power of having good rapport with Kiwi farmers. It will pay off, and most of these e-celebs realize that. The biggest example of this that I can give you guys, Nick Rekieta. Again, there's a reason why I've gone on record and saying, Nick Rekieta, Kiwifarms made you, essentially. They were one of the fucking people that made you. So you turned your back on the people that made you. Because realistically, there was nothing, you know, I won't go into a Rekieta tangent, but realistically, there was no really reason for Rekieta to break rapport with these people. They weren't even doing anything that bad, all right? That Rekieta didn't do it to himself, essentially, all right? They weren't even being bad faith or, like, you know, that, like... You know, essentially, I don't know. It was the ego thing. But again, you know, just showing this here. And then Null goes on to say, don't worry, Destiny. At least you have the support of Ethan Ralph, who also pled no contest to and was convicted of revenge pornography charges in Virginia. To where, like, Nick Rekieta actually defended this, by the way. But whatever. Maybe you take a little club together in Mexico, where he lives, and trade revenge pornography tips with each other. So it is kind of funny here. You know, that was a pretty good response. And he says over here, this Kiwifarms is total scum trash so far. Destiny to get murked by them has to be an embarrassing new low. Destiny is such a worthless piece of shit and a coward to boot. So it is very much, this person seems to not be a fan of the farms, and apparently even they are willing to admit that Tiny is getting murked by the farms. The farms, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's pretty much the update on that end, or like my glorious take regarding this. Tiny versus the farms, part 5 or whatever. They're not gonna go in his favor. Not very good. I told you guys about the optics of this situation, or the optics of what it means to get rapport from the farmers, to get rapport from, and why people like Diorio and Destiny at certain times are able to go ahead and praise Kiwifarms, or at least try to do the whole thing where they're like, oh, actually, they're a necessary evil, and they're not that bad, and they're okay to have. Hey farmer, can you promote my video now? Like my tweets, repost my tweet. That's essentially what it is, and that's why they do the flip up and the change up so much. But for Diorio, it might actually be that he's scared as well. I've heard behind the scenes that he's literally fucking afraid of these people, which is understandable, I guess. I mean, it is Nicholas Diorio, but whatever. I'm just saying that, like, I'll give props to Kiwifarms where it's due. You know, like, again, I've told you this time and time again. You know, the archives, you know, and technically some of them are just, I mean, they're still people at the end of the day. So I'm sure there's a lovely soul in there, just like my lovely soul. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. All right, I'm pulling a moist critical on you guys. I know I'm not popular enough to get away with that at this point, but hey ho, you know. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think. I will see you all in the next upload. And until next time, remember, don't be a Tiny.